Shalom Yashrala. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash, the bonus to the apostles and others, great millstone who rule one, who taught us his truth, and salutations to all the Akim pushing this word in truth and sincerity with charity. With the brothers from the great millstone camp here in Chicago, and Lord willing, it's an edifying lesson. This is 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 11. These things command and teach. Let no man despise thy youth, but be thou an example of the believers in word, in conversation, in charity, in spirit, in faith, in purity. Till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine. Neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy, with the laying on of the hands of the presbytery or body of elders. Meditate upon these things, give thyself wholly to them, that thy profiting may appear to all. Take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine. Continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee. All right? So until the Lord comes, all right, we can't neglect this gift. All right? We have to put time towards it. All right? And actually read. It says, verse 13 says, till I come, give attendance to reading, to exhortation, to doctrine, teaching. So we got to be reading this word, constantly supping with the Lord daily, all right? Because I know, sometimes, things happen, but no, we have to be disciplined and we have to put the Lord first. Some of the greatest brothers in this ministry, they wake up reading, they pray to the Lord and they read, and they put together a lesson, you see? And that should be a habit that we all should be trying to do, and then praying for more discipline.
Mm-hmm. And it'll get you in this doing that. It'll get you in the spirit of speaking the words of the Lord.
Yeah.
Just instead of just rambling and babbling and just going off topic when you're teaching in the highways or doing regular lessons. Because you're reading so much, you're so in the spirit. Only the words of the Lord are gonna come to mind. And that's all you're gonna speak. And even the elders were saying it. Like even if you at least quote it, at least quote the scripture, at least say and then go on about what you got to say. But there's certain times if you're not reading and doing any of that, you're not gonna know what to say. So most of the things that are gonna come out is not gonna be according to the scriptures. And we're here at being the oracles of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. If I may get this right here.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is 1 Peter 4:11. It says, if any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of Yahweh. In other words, the voice of the Lord. Mm-hmm. What are his words? These words that are written. So everything that we speak has got to be these words and things according to these words. It says, if any man minister, let him do it as the ability which Yahweh giveth, that Yahweh in all things may be glorified through Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, to whom be praised in dominion forever and ever. Amen. Because at the end of the day is the Lord's show. And the more we use these words, the more glory we give to the Lord, Because we told them that they've been written before us. We told them that we were taught this through the Spirit. All the glory goes to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And also, like it says in, if I may get this right quick, Romans 3. This is Romans 3 and 3. It says, for what if some do not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect? It says, Yahweh forbid, yet let every man be true, let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar. As it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings, and mightest overcome when thou art judged. And how are we going to be justified in our sayings? Well, by speaking these words that are 7 times purified like silver. There's nothing wrong with these words, and as long as we speak things according to these words and these words specifically, guess what? We're going to be justified, because these words are not our words, they're the Lord's words. But every time we speak our own words and do babble and just go about something that really has no edification, then now we're diverting from that and speaking our own thing. And when we do that, we don't give the Lord the glory. We become liars. And in a way you could taint the doctrine, so to speak.
This is John 3:34. For he whom God hath sent speaketh the words of God. For God giveth not the Spirit by measure unto him. So remember, we're just a mouthpiece, you know. We're like, you know, in Ezekiel, we're supposed to eat this roll and go warn our people and teach them. You know what I'm saying? Only in the kingdom, you know, we're not going to be teaching, you know, our neighbors, because all is going, you know, everyone from the least to the greatest, everyone's going to know Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you know. But right now we have this gift. All right, we have to run with it, man. All right, and you know, be laborious. You know, get to work. You know, just like our apostles taught us, man. You know, constantly studying. All right, going into words, putting lessons together. You see, getting thorough with the knowledge of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man, so that we could make it plain upon tables. All right, for the elect when they hear it. Because these words specifically, they need to hear with the correct understanding through the Spirit, you know. But this is Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 32, verse 8. Let thy speech be short, comprehending much in few words. Be as one that knoweth and yet holdeth his tongue. So, you know, bring out a scripture and break it down, you know, in fewest words possible. You know, make it simple, basically. You know what I'm saying? In few words. You know, so that all can understand it like a little child.
Right. It's just short, sweet, and to the point. A lot of times, you know, people get a better message when it's like that than you trying to draw a long out. Like Esau would do that just to catch you up in his ways. He'll give a long ass speech, literally saying the same shit. But he could have said that in literally like 10 minutes.
Being redundant.
You know? We're here to speak only the words of the Lord, man. We're not here to make our show and try to sound deep and all that. Nah, hey, us speaking these words alone already make us sound deep. You know, just stick to that, and hey, we can never go wrong. We'll be justified. We're gonna be known as the most wisest men out there because we're sticking to what the Lord told us to stick to, which is what His words.
Khan, if I may, I'll grab this. This is Psalms 119, and I'll start at 9. Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed to thereto according to thy word. With my whole heart have I sought thee. O let me not wander from thy commandments. Thy word have I hid in my heart, that I might not sin against thee, you know. And brothers that be rambling, you know, I'm not pointing out, you know, specifically anyone, but, you know.
No, you're saying that because it happens when
yeah,
even to us.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. But you know, it comes from like not reading enough. You know, you're running out of ammo, so now it's like you're winging it. You know, bringing all this other information. You know, instead of, you know, sticking to how the apostles taught us. All right. You know, there was always one speaker, two readers. You know, and brothers on post or whatnot. All right, but the word was coming out. You know what I mean? Scripture after scripture was coming out, you know, being heavily edified. All right? Why? Because the apostles have hid this word in their heart. They're constantly laboring in this word, you know, always, you know, abounding. Like the scripture says, man, that's how, that's the work that we have entered into, you know, and we have to follow the same blueprint. Verse 12, blessed art thou, O Lord Yahweh, teach me thy statutes. With my lips have I declared all the judgments of thy mouth. Remember Jeremiah 3:15. I'll give you pastors according to mine heart that will feed you with can you grab that real quick? With knowledge and understanding. Let me see, just double check. See, I don't want, see, and that's another thing, you know, to butcher the scripture. Just grab the scripture. This is Jeremiah 3:15, and I will give you pastors according to mine heart, according to the Lord's mind. Okay, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding. All right. And that's key, man. All right, because it's great glory to know and understand Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. You know, Jeremiah the 9th chapter. All right, verse of.
Well, that too. How are those teachers going to give you that understanding? By only speaking the words of the Lord. Yeah. If they're not speaking the words of the Lord, then how can they're not going to give you understanding? This is the true and only understanding there is. Everything else is futile. You know.
Come, verse 14. I have rejoiced in the way of thy testimonies as much as in all riches. You know, so it's like that man who finds that treasure in that land. He sells everything to buy that piece of land. That's how you got to be about this word, this truth, you know. Really put it in your inward parts. All right. Verse 15, I will meditate in thy precepts and have respect unto thy ways. I will delight myself in thy statutes. I will not forget thy word. You know, once you have this word in you and you're out there on the line, now the Lord is, drawing it out from you, man. All right. Now you're speaking the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. We are the mouthpiece, the prophets, and the world needs to hear these words specifically, man. All right. Through the Spirit.
Yeah, this is Proverbs 10:19. It says, in the multitude of words there wanteth not sin, but he that refraineth his lips is wise. So in other words, that the more you speak, the more you speak your own words, you're gonna end up sinning in the midst of it, and might not even realize it, because now you're saying things that you're not even sure of. Now you're just saying things because now you don't want to look stupid. Sin is gonna is more of a chance for you to sin when you speak your own words than it is when you just simply bring out a scripture, break it down, and keep on moving to the next scripture. When you do that, there's no following it. That's what it says that we read in Romans. It says that so that you may be justified. We can only get justified as long as we stick to these words. It said, but he that refraineth his lips is wise. That's knowing when to talk, how to say it, when to say it, so on and so forth. This is John 7:38. It says, he that believeth on me, as the scripture had said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. What's the living water? That's his word. Ephesians 5:26.
Right.
So as long as you're reading and studying and all that, then that's all that's gonna come out your mouth. And that's why we also have to know how to discern and look at things. If brothers are doing that, be the guy to be like, hey, let's get back to the scriptures, or if you don't want to say it like that, just be like, oh, hey, I got a scripture, I got this, I got that, so like that you can get back in the spirit, or catch yourself like, damn, mate, I'm rambling too much. You know what? Let me, let me get that scripture instead of, what's that you quoted, so on and so forth.
Kind of jump down real quick. Psalms 119:27. 119 verse 27. Make me to understand the way of thy precepts, so shall I talk of thy wondrous works. You know what I'm saying? You got to really know this word, man. You know what I mean? To talk about Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. It's like if I wanted to teach you physics, but I've only read one chapter. You know what I mean? Right. I know brother just brought it out yesterday, actually. That apostles, I think it was the apostles, one of the apostles said that, you shouldn't be out teaching unless you read the whole roll. Like it was commanded to us, eat the whole roll and then go out, and tell our people, cry out, spare not. Lift up that voice like a trumpet.
Yeah, this is 2nd Esdras 15, and I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, say Yahweh, and cause them to be written in paper. This is the point, for they are faithful and true. No, our own words are not faithful and true. Men by nature are liars. That's why it says, let Most High be true and every man a liar. So like it says right here, these are faithful and true. So as long as we stick to this, guess what? We're going to be known as being faithful and true. What we speak is going to be faithful and true, and nobody will be able to say anything against us, because we're only sticking to these words. Nobody could come and be like, oh, well, see, well, you said this and this and that. And not because you're rambling, you're like, damn, that doesn't go back to the scriptures, or damn, that's not really edifying. Now people have something to hold against you. Now you're making the doctrine like we don't know what it is that we're talking about. Hey, keep it simple, man. It doesn't have to be all deep. This is already like it says in Sirach. More things are shown to us than the average man. So, forget all the other stuff. Just stick to the word, and that's it. You'll get a lot farther than trying to, do things, your own way by adding extra words, speaking this, speaking.
And with that, we hope this lesson was edifying and exhorting. Again, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Chakwadash. The bonus to the apostles and others, a great millstone who rule well and who taught us his truth. And salutations to all the Akim pushing the swear in truth and in sincerity with charity. Shalom. Wa Baba Ba.